We are live. Look at us.
Wow.
Hi.
And we both have a Christmas tree, I just noticed.
I know. I have to. I mean, I'm here in like this studio in the office so often, so I need a little holiday spirit. I even have my hat here too.
Oh,
So,
you're
sometimes
very fancy.
very fancy. Well, sometimes when I'm doing like those parties, we get kind of, us girls get kind of crazy having the wine and, might as well wear a hat the holiday season.
I like that idea. I like that.
Yes. So hello. Okay, so everyone that's on here that comes across this, hello. I had said that we were going to go live today with the fabulous Tara Williams. Fabulous. And just so everyone knows, Tara and I met at a networking vendor event. And Tara is what company are you with?
I'm with Modere.
Modere.
Yep.
So everyone who knows me knows that I love supporting other women. I don't care what business you're in. You're all badasses. We're all building businesses. But before we even set up, Tara walks in and I don't know what it was, but you and I were like, oh, hi. Like, oh, let's get a drink.
It was like attraction. We were just like, oh, it was the energy. We had good vibes.
It really was. It really was. So immediately, and this was like just literally weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
We totally need to do something together. Just fell in love with her, and you all will fall in love with Tara as well. So Tara is an author, and she's created, well, I don't want to give everything away. So for everyone that comes here, I'm streaming this live in both my Badass Queens Unleashed Facebook group, and I'm also doing this for my Sparkle Queens organization, because manifesting goals is such an important part of who we are. Even if you don't have a business, but manifesting for whatever you have going on in your life is such a big thing. And I think Tara and I know Tara does because she wrote a book about it, but I know I can say that setting goals, vision boards, manifesting, and working on that really does help us achieve and attain the success or health, whatever we're looking for. So I asked Tara if she would share her tips and strategies, some tools, so that we can all really, whether you want to end 2023, we only have a few weeks left, but there's still plenty of time to make magic happen for sure. We've seen it, we've known it. So we're going to have Tara share how we can reach those for 2023 and also really knock it out of the freaking park for 2024. So Tara, if you would introduce yourself, tell people like your journey, what attracted you to do this, to write this book.
All right. So I am Tara Williams. I am a mom, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. And anyone who's a mom knows that you can get super overwhelmed and busy with life and completely stressed out. So I was at a point in my life where I was a teacher for 21 years. I taught kindergarten through second grade special ed. I had my daughter, one child. My husband is a pilot and he's in the military, so he's here and there a lot. He's gone a lot. So life was super busy, super overwhelming. I was completely stressed and I felt like I was stuck and I just needed a change. And I know this was when I was 40. This was like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Oh, 5 years ago. I'm 45 now. So
please, I told you you're a baby.
A baby, right? And I just totally felt stuck and overwhelmed and I needed a change. And I knew that only I could do that for myself. And I literally like woke up one day and decided. I was just like, F this. I was like, I don't want this life anymore. I'm not happy. I'm stressed. You'll hear me say the word overwhelm a lot because that's how I just felt. Like I felt like I was drowning in life. And I said, no, life is meant to be lived. I want to wake up happy. And if I keep going on this rat race of life and this hamster wheel, I'm never going to get there. So I said, I need to change it myself. And I knew at that moment too, that I could only handle like a small change, like 5-10 minutes a day to myself to do something. And I've always been into, angel card readings, and I've always been into manifesting and gratitude, but just like here and there. So in the morning, I might pull an angel card to like set me up for my day, or I might pull an affirmation card for a positive affirmation. And I just knew that I needed to dig a little deeper. So every morning I decided to wake up, and I would always say 3 things that I was grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be like big, small. I mean, it could be indoor plumbing. That's a big one, right? Or my cell phone or whatever, you know? And then I wanted to manifest a new life for myself and for my family and for my daughter. And so I put that into action. And what I did was I literally every single day, I said an affirmation, which is what I wanted to happen, a goal that I wanted to happen. And then I set an intention to go along with it, which is what a lot of people forget to do. They just think if you put up a vision board and it's just there, then it's magically going to happen. But that's not the case. You actually have to do the work to make it happen. And that's the intention behind it. So one of my manifestations and affirmations was like, I wanted to be a more present mom with a more flexible schedule. I wanted to take my daughter Aria to school every day and have breakfast with her in the morning. I never got to do that. As a teacher, I was already out the door before she was even in there. I had to take her to before care, after care. It was just, I didn't want that anymore.
Right.
So the intention behind it was, okay, well, how am I going to make that happen? Right. So I actually ended up picking up, this sounds so crazy, but I ended up picking up, I called it at the time a side hustle, another job. How do you become a more present mom for another job, right? But I knew that the end game was work a little bit harder now to have more time later. So things like that. So that I wanted to work on my health. I wanted to work on making more money, things like that. So I just did affirmations and intentions every single day. I wrote them down and it freaking worked. And I was like, holy shit, how this really happened? 5 minutes a day, gratitude, affirmations, intentions. It worked. And I was like, because it worked, I need to like write a book and tell everyone about this so they too can turn their life around. And so that's what I did.
So you'd spend 5 minutes, and I'm writing this down, 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And you would write what? Like, what does this look like?
Okay. So here's my book.
What is your book? Time to Shine. And where can people find your book?
It's on Amazon. They can find it on Amazon. I actually, if you follow me for this, I'm doing a 12 Days of Christmas giveaway, and I made this the first giveaway because I was doing this with you today. So if you follow me, just share this with a friend and you're entered to win the book. But in this book, it does give you examples. Because I was a teacher, I needed to put examples in. It talks a little bit about manifesting and how to manifest, which I'll go through like with you today. But the main part of it is basically like 3 things that you're grateful for. You write down. And then on one side, I have an affirmation. So an affirmation, I like to start when I'm explaining it. I can say something simple like, I will lose 5 pounds this week, right? And you have to be super specific when you're doing this stuff. You have to be clear. You have to be loud about it. You want the universe to hear you. So you need to be super specific in your goal. And you have to think about what it's going to feel like, what the smells are going to be like. So if I'm saying you think it's simple, like I'm going to lose 5 pounds by the end of the week or whatever, I always add in like, and walk by my mirror in my size 8 jeans and give myself a wink because I'm feeling so great. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be super specific with it. And that would be my affirmation for the week. And I would say that, feel it, smells around me during it every day for a week. And then I always have an intention to go along with it. Well, how am I how am I going to do that? How am I going to lose the 5 pounds? So my intention for day 1 might just be, I'm going to work out for 45 minutes today.
Yeah.
Day 2, it might be, I'm going to drink a gallon of water. Day 3, you know what I mean? So each day there's an intention that goes along with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the action to make sure that it actually happens. And then the last part of it is you really need to be ready to like receive it. You can't, I feel like people just, they get like blocked off and they say that they want to do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
But they're
Because they
not.
don't believe that they can.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And you really need to, and even for me, like you need to believe that you deserve it. Like I deserve to be home with my child and be a present mom and have a flexible schedule and work from home and just do things a few hours a day. And like, no, I deserve that. And I want that to happen. So you need to be able to ready to receive it.
Yeah.
And that's a hard part of it too.
That is. And do you find more success like with with doing this, I'll say a task for lack of a better word, but doing this intentionally every day, do you find that you're doing like manifesting new goals every day, or you handling it over a week?
So when I first started, and actually when I first wrote the journal, I presented it to do like one a day. And I noticed for me that it was overwhelming to do that. So what I do now is on Monday, I have 1 or 2 goals, affirmations, but it goes through the whole week, the same exact one. Whatever it is for that week, I keep it the same. My intention might change a little, but my affirmation and what I want for that week stays the same, so I can really focus on it. And if you went through like my journal too, you'd be like, oh, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And I wrote it down, but it might be the same thing. Because guys, things they don't magically happen, but you are the magic to make them happen.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is your energy, your vibes. Think about when people say like good vibes only, good vibes. What does that mean? That means good vibrations. Your vibration is your energy, right? So when I think that's why Renee and I like attracted to each other so much, because we both had like high vibration. We had good energy. Everything's energy in this life. Remember back in the day when we were in science class, this pen is an atom. However, it's an energy in motion, right? Like everything is energy. And I think that when you raise your energy and you vibe higher and you have higher vibrations, it brings the positivity to you. Okay. So when you do that, that's what I mean when I say like you are the magic, because as long as you're positive and you have good energy, the universe around you is going to see that, and they're going to, all these things that you're manifesting and working towards, they're going to bring that to you. That's how you're the magic. They're not going to, I'll tell you, if you're walking around and saying, and you're saying, oh, I want $5,000 to pay off a credit card or whatever, or I will get $5,000 pay off my credit card. It'll feel so great and blah, 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 whatever you're manifesting. But then like every day you're like, oh God, I'm so broke. And you're walking around and you're like, oh, I can't even get this coffee. I'm so broke. Or can you loan me some money because I'm so broke. So you're just defeating that whole purpose and you're Xing it out. So you're not elevating your vibration. You need to just be you need to be grateful for what you have, right? And then you need to take action steps to make that money, for example, however it may be, whatever that looks like to you, because everyone's is different. So it's just about elevating your energy and your vibe and your positivity, and then the magic will come to you.
It really is a mindset thing, because we all know those women, I'll say women, but men and women who live in that constant can't and won't. And, I want this, but oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm too broke for that. Oh, I can't, I won't. And then it's okay. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's why you're not getting, like, if you're not willing to live in that world of, I can, I'm a doer, I believe, then you're going to continue to stay exactly where you are. And then you're going to go, well, this doesn't work. Right.
Yeah.
But I love that. It is definitely, it's empowering too, because when you manifest and work towards something and put that intention and achieve it, then that feeling of, oh my gosh, like you said, magic, right? If we're the secret sauce, we're the special magic, we made it happen, then, it's doing more of that. But I think you're right. A lot of people get stuck in that, you know, that lower vibe, that, bad energy, or they even surround themselves too. Like, that's the other thing is, we are the company that we keep, right? What do they say? We're
Sure.
we're the 5 people that we're around the most.
Yeah,
And
your vibe, and that attracts your tribe, and yeah,
yeah,
vice versa.
yeah.
Yep.
And so it's really important that if many people have those, energy suckers in their lives. I mean, I think we've all had them. Some of us are better at, ignoring them or shedding them from, our inner circle.
Yeah.
But if you can't shed, that kind of person, then, it's really important to set that clear boundary with that person, to
Yeah.
let them know that you are in a place of high energy and, have these goals and are working with intent to reach them and happy. And, if you can't mirror that, then that's okay. But please don't bring that energy to me while I'm doing this.
Yeah, and I think people need to know that it's okay to do that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially around the holiday season too, like you're like, oh, I have to be with certain family. No, you don't. No, you
No,
don't. If they're going to bring you down, you don't need to be. And a
yeah.
little trick that I would always do is I say, I wrap myself in a bubble of white light and love, and you can't pop my bubble. And I try to
I,
remember that when I'm like walking into certain situations and
yeah.
certain people that I know can be an energy sucker, like if I have to be around them. And I
Oh
even
my,
say that to like my daughter for like if there's like people who aren't being, she's just turned 10, she's in fourth grade. If people aren't being kind to her, I said, you just got to ignore them. Wrap yourself in a bubble. Don't let them pop your bubble. And even tell them, you're not going to pop my bubble. Like, it's not happening. So between boundaries and that,
yeah.
people need to stop making excuses and being like, oh, it's
Mhm.
because this is the way I was raised, or this
Right.
is who I live with, or these are my friends. Well, find new friends.
Yep.
Don't let anyone pop your bubble and set boundaries. So that's number one.
Hmm.
Then number two, I think, is deciding. You
Hmm.
need to decide. You are the magic. Do you want to make this happen? And when
Right.
you make that decision by taking that 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day to take these steps,
Hmm.
make sure that they're positive, then the universe will then reward you with that. But
Yeah.
it needs to, it takes time. I literally had someone say the other day, I wrote down everything I wanted in a man, like you told me to do, like wrote it all down. And literally it was like 2 days later. She's like, he hasn't shown up yet. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like it's going to take a little bit more than you just writing it down and like
Yep.
putting it there.
Right.
But funny story is that's how I met my husband. Like
Oh.
it's so crazy. So I literally like every time after a relationship, I would write down on a list either what I wanted in a husband or what I didn't want. And I was super specific. And by the time I met my husband, Chris, I had like 75 things written down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then it wasn't exactly everything, but I always go like 80-20 rule, right? Like
Yeah.
no one's perfect, but someone's perfect for you, right?
Right.
So if there was like 100 things, it was more than 80. It was
Yeah.
like 90 of them
Yeah.
were on there. And I was like, I manifested him. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like
Hmm.
I did it. I wrote them down. I believed it.
Yeah.
I sat and thought of what my family and my life would be like, and what Christmas morning would look like, and what vacations we would take, and things that we would do. Um, and I mean, how many years have we been married now? And don't get me wrong, there's many ups and downs in
Of
that.
course. Right.
Just an FYI, everyone. Like, it's not like, oh, and it's magic Hallmark movie forever. No, that's not true. But it was for like the first few years we're not married. Okay. So it's just possible, but it's not just going to happen overnight.
No, absolutely. And I love the reason why I was going like this when you were saying the bubble and don't pop my bubble is because years ago, before I had businesses, right, I had to, I'll never forget, I had to create my Gmail account. And Renee Fleming is a famous opera singer. So I don't know if you know that. So yep, there's a Renee Fleming. She's a famous opera singer. She was at the Super Bowl one year. And so I had like my daughter's friends were like, I saw Renee Fleming is going to be, and it's like, it's not me. I can clear the room. That's for damn sure. But so Renee Fleming was taken. So you know how then, when you're setting up an email, it gives you recommendations, so it was Renee Fleming, 805-674-92, and all these numbers. And I'm like, I had young kids at the time and the husband who was, and I'm like, just leave me in my freaking bubble. If anyone wants to pop my bubble, I'm going to like slap you. Like I can't, not really physically, but like just, I want to stay in my bubble. This is my bubble. I love my bubble. Nobody else burst my bubble because you're not allowed in my bubble. Right. Mm-hmm. So that was my email address, was with the bubble. And so it was Renee Fleming's bubble. And I still have that. And I use that for more of my online shopping addiction. But anyway, I digress. So nobody email me at that because I won't answer it. But I use that bubble. And for years, I use that with the kids. I'm like, this is our bubble. If anyone, don't let them burst your bubble. So it's so funny that you said that. I'm like, oh my God, girl, like we have so much in common. It's insane.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And if anyone takes anything from this, just don't let anyone pop your bubble. Right. Just you do you be your magic, you stay positive, and trust me, the magic will happen within you and your life, and whatever you want for yourself will happen if you just stay in that positive space as much as you can.
And when you manifest, because we've all seen people like they'll burn things, they go out full, I don't know, there's like a moon, like that's, sometimes people think that's manifesting. When you're saying scream it to the world, are you literally telling people like, wait, like when you're you're doing your manifesting in the morning, spending 5 minutes, are you suggesting that they like verbally communicate this out to the world besides, in addition to writing it down, right?
So yes, I am. And you do whatever feels good to you. But if you're saying something out to the universe and they actually hear it, so I'll write it and then I say it aloud. I say it out loud. And it's not like my whole house and neighborhood doesn't hear me, but I say it for the universe to hear, you know what I mean? And writing it down is proven that at 42% better chance of you making your goal is if you write it down. So that's why writing it down is important. Now, writing it down can be pen to paper, but writing it down could be nowadays, it's in your phone, in your notes or something, right? That's still writing it down. So however you want to do it, type it on your computer, but just write it down, say it verbally.
Every day.
Yes.
If you have that manifesting goal for the week, it's every day doing this same.
Oh, every day.
Yes.
There's I tried to do it. Honestly, I just didn't, but there's a method. It's like the 3-6-9 method where you, in the morning, you write down one affirmation, one goal, whatever you want that goal to be, 3 times. In the afternoon, you write it down 6 times. At night, you write it down 9 times, and you write it and you say it. And then you do that for 30 days. And the magic is supposed to happen. And I've tried it so many times, but I've just never personally gotten through the 30 days of doing it, like the 3, the 6, the 9, the correct
Yeah.
way. So if
Yeah.
you want to try it and let me know how it works.
Right. That would be great. That would be
I
great.
know.
I'm the daily, and I'll even even in the car, that's a great place to manifest and put it out there, is while you're in the car
Yep.
alone rather than listening to the radio or a podcast. I mean, I was talking yesterday about things that I have going on that I'm manifesting for. So
I do the same thing. That's so funny. I always do my gratitudes in the car too.
do
I'm
you?
always like, yep,
Yeah.
it's just because I don't always have to write those down. I feel like I'm so used to doing it and saying it.
Yeah.
It's just like part of my daily life now. But like, I'm like, all right, what am I grateful for today? And it's like, as soon as I get in the car, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like a
I'm not, I
routine.
found that I'm not consistent though.
Mhm.
Like, and then when I'm asking for something, when I'm manifesting, I'm putting it out there, I then catch myself and I go, but wait a minute, I am grateful. Like, I then like, oh wait, rewind. Like, I don't want to put the energy out there that I'm just like a taker. I want to actually show that I do receive and am grateful and for the grace that we
Well,
have.
you don't need to do that because the universe already knows that because you're just an amazing person and they know that already.
Yeah,
So you
thanks.
don't have to just be like, oh, wait.
I,
So,
I know. I have to like cover all bases because I really want it to happen.
yes, so
I love
funny.
that. I love that. Any other tips that you can give or want to share?
Yeah, sure. So, all right. So the main thing is be specific.
Yeah.
Be specific in it. Make sure you take action with it. Sit in gratitude for it and be ready to receive. That's the main thing with it. When you saw me at that event, I had manifestation boxes that I made.
Yeah.
And those boxes I only do at events because I can't ship them and stuff like that. So if anyone is local and likes them, like someone came to Leah, we met her at the event. She was doing the makeup. She came to my house and picked one up the other day because she wanted
Oh,
one.
nice.
So I thought that was so sweet. So they have, it's just a little box that's filled with my book. So it has my book. It has a candle in it, and I infuse the candles with like crystals and stuff.
Gotta love
So
crystals.
yeah, so crystals is another tip.
Mhm.
And I like sit right over there and I light a candle when I manifest. Yep. And then a crystal comes in the box too. So it's all different kinds. This one happens to be like amethyst, but there's all different kinds. Sage comes in the box. This is another tip. So what is sage? Sage clears your space. So those people who like to pop your bubble, if they're
Yeah.
around, you're going to want to sage a little more, right?
I think
And people come to visit during the holidays, and I'm like,
I think we all might need some sage necklaces for the holiday
yeah.
season, maybe.
And so I even put like, it tells you how to manifest in here, but then it has like a little sage prayer. And I basically just say, like, I clear the space and release everything that doesn't serve around me. Like I welcome in the divine light so we can shine. Everything for me is about shining.
Yeah.
So this just clears the negative space. You don't have to do it every day. I honestly probably just do it like once a month or anytime I feel the need to like clear the energy. And then I always put like a little bracelet. This one happens to have like an evil eye with it, but I either do like gemstones or crystals because it's so funny. The bracelet I'm wearing right now, it's very fancy. My daughter made it for me. It literally
Aww.
just has a heart, but I think it's a tip is
Sweet.
that I think it's super important to wear something, whether it be some
Yeah.
touch tone crystal jewelry, anything,
Yeah.
right? That makes you feel as a reminder to, sit in gratitude, or that you can just look at and feel protected or feel love, or just to have that good energy feels. And I think like wearing something, so you might be able to do all this stuff during the day in the morning for 5 to 10 minutes, but then to carry something with you and on you, just as a reminder throughout the day that will take you back to that gratitude and those affirmations.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, so I have those little boxes too that, like I said, I only just bring to events, but if you know anyone who wants them in their local, they
Yeah.
can call me. I'll make one for them.
Okay, perfect. And when
But
we
those
say
are
local, everyone, we're in Rhode Island. So
Rhode Island.
we're in Rhode
Yeah.
Island. And where can they find you on social?
Social media, I'm at Tara Camp Williams.
Okay, perfect.
At Tara Camp Williams. My maiden name was Campanella, and a lot of people who like follow me now, they're like, "Oh, Tara Camp," and camp. It wasn't really camp. It was because I was a teacher, and I didn't want like my students
Yeah.
to find me, so I'd be like Tara Camp instead of my whole maiden name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
mean, I kind of knew you were Italian.
yeah,
That was a little obvious, but
yeah. So it was Tara Campanella. I just shortened it, and when I got married, I became a Williams. So,
okay, fantastic. Good for
but yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I
and then
love
you
it.
can follow me too to win that for the giveaway.
Okay,
I'm doing
fantastic.
giveaways, 12 days of giveaways.
I love that, right? I
Yeah,
love the holiday season
I
for things
know.
like that, for sure, and try and help others. So I'm so glad that we connected. I really appreciate you sharing these great tips. And my friends, please go follow Tara. Go take a look at her journal on Amazon and purchase that for yourself. Give yourself the gift of, manifesting and gratitude, and really make whatever goal you have for 23, 24 come to fruition. So, and if you need some positive energy, just follow Tara, follow me, because I think the two of us, if we can just bottle it up, right, and send it out there, it's like that's what we're trying to do, is just spread like love, happiness, joy. There's enough shit
Yes.
in the world. There's enough shit in people's lives, right? But it's what we focus on and how we can help other women. And that's why you're so freaking successful with Modere as well. So
Oh, thank
huge
you.
congratulations to Tara, because what level did you just achieve?
Oh, it's called a platinum 3 level. Yes. It's
Fantastic.
a big deal in my
Yeah.
world.
It is a
For
very big
me.
deal, and I was super happy and proud of you. She was
Thank you.
working on that and manifesting that at that event,
I was.
and literally had until the next morning to wrap it up, but then you were going on a date day with your pilot husband, so you were
Yep.
like, "I have to wrap it up for 10." I'm like, "Oh my God," like, this was awesome, so
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you. I know we've only known each other for a short time, but it was like, "Oh my God, she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it." And I even
Thank
texted you that
you.
morning, "How you doing? Did you do it?" You're like,
I
"Done."
know. I
Yes,
appreciated
I
it.
love it. Oh,
I was
you're
like,
kidding.
yeah, we totally vibed too. I told my husband, I was like, she's amazing. So thank
Oh,
you for having me. I appreciate it. And we'll do more
yes,
of these for sure.
for sure. You got it. Well, have a great day. Everyone else have a great day. And if you have any questions, message me or message Tara. We're happy to help.
All right.
Good, good,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
And yes, if you want to follow me, remember I am Renee Carbone Fleming, and I unapologetically inspire moms over 40 to build their fuck it fund and unleash their inner badass queen. And a great way of doing that is by manifesting the heck out of your goals. Have a good one.